What is up, Taters, and welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to be going over the new YOUNGLA drop that is going to be happening on August 13th, so this Wednesday at 12 p.m. PST, 2 p.m. CST, and 3 p.m. EST. As always, I will be sharing a countdown over on my Instagram stories the day of launch, just in case you guys need that little extra reminder. You can turn on the notifications for that, and it will alert you on your phone the second that the drop goes live. And y'all know the drill. Before we get all the way into this try-on haul, let's go ahead and go over my height, weight, and measurements. I am 5'8", I'm about 150 pounds. My measurements are 36, 29, 42. That is a bust waist hip ratio. And I will be sharing every single size I chose to get in every single item. And the first item that we're gonna be going over are the new Scooby-Doo tees. I love these just because I'm personally obsessed with Scooby-Doo. I've always loved Scooby-Doo, so these are a little bit near and dear to my heart. We are going to be getting 3 different designs in these tees. They are all going to come on this kind of like black wash material. Now this material is just a tiny bit different than all the materials that we've had in the past. This one almost feels like a slight ribbed material on the outside and the inside, but they're pretty thin. So they're not going to be a super thick tee, but they are going to come with some like distressed marks on the edges of the sleeves, the collar, and the bottom of the shirt as well. And then of the 3 designs, I do have 2 of them on hand. So the first design that we're going to get is called the Electric Scare, which is what I have on here. And this is what the back of the Electric Scare is going to look like. And then I do also have the Smoke and Scares design. This is what the front of the shirt is going to look like. And then this is what the back of the tee is going to look like. Now I did choose to get both of these tees in a size 2XL, so let me go ahead and show you what both of them are going to look like as far as sizing goes on me. This here is a 2XL in it, and then the other one's going to fit me the exact same as this one. Now with all t-shirts, I do kind of have a personal preference of getting them extremely oversized, so I did choose to get the biggest size that YOUNGLA possibly offers. But if you do want these to fit a little bit more true to size, please feel free to stay true to size to your typical size t-shirt in YOUNGLA. It's gonna fit you just fine, but if you prefer it to be oversized, by all means, you can follow in my footsteps. And next up, we have the new Summer Peach tees. I am obsessed with these tees. They are very plain Jane, as you can see. You can't even really tell that there's a logo on there, but you are gonna get this little YOUNGLA logo across the front of these tees in the exact same colorway as the shirt itself. And with these tees, I think they called them the Summer Peach tees because these literally feel like peach fuzz. Like if you've ever picked up a peach and you felt the fuzz on it, that's how these feel on the outside. Like they are super soft. I love these. Like I really didn't think I was gonna be like ooh ah over like some plain tees, but these are not plain tees. These are like the softest tees I think YOUNGLA has ever done. And with these tees, we are gonna be getting them in 7 different colorways, so there's lots of options. I'm gonna go ahead and list them out for you, okay? Of course, we are gonna get this pink wash that I have on here, and then I did also happen to snag the red wash, but we're also gonna get them in a black, gray, lavender, light blue, and white colorway. All right, and then went ahead and brought you guys down just a little bit so that I could show you guys sizing on these tees. As always, I did choose to get a size 2XL just because, again, I like them to be a little bit more oversized. You can stay true to size on these, and they're gonna fit you just like any other t-shirt from YOUNGLA. But this is how a size 2XL fits on me. As you can see, it is super ginormous. I did happen to get the red one in the same size 2XL, so it fits literally the exact same, but I wanted to show you guys what it looks like on body. And then I know I mentioned the logo on the front earlier. That is kind of the only logo that you get aside from this one that's on like the bottom of the tee. It just is a little YOUNGLA logo on a tag. So those are the only logos that you're gonna get on these. All right, and next up we have the new Scorpion tees. Now I know some of you that watched my last YOUNGLA drop video, you're gonna be like, Taylor, wasn't this the exact same shirt that you had on? No. Not exactly. It's the same colorway as one of the shirts that I had on in the last drop, but this one does have a little bit of a special design on the back, hence the name Scorpion tees. But I'm gonna show you that here in a second. First, we're gonna go over all the little details on this. Are gonna get these tees in 3 different colorways. I do have on the black tree camo colorway here, just because I like the black tree camo. It's a new camo, and I think it looks really cool. But we're also gonna get this in a black wash as well as a gray wash in case you're not really a camo person. I get that. And then on the front of all of these tees, we are gonna get this YOUNGLA across the chest. And then on the back of every one of these tees, we are gonna get this giant scorpion paint splatter kind of like design. And of course, you guys know the drill. I did choose to get this one in a size 2XL. So this is how a size 2XL fits on me. As always, you do not have to get the most ginormous size like I do. You can stay true to size on these. They're gonna fit you just like any of the other tees that you've gotten from YOUNGLA in the past. All right, and next up we have the new Scuffed Cloud Cutoffs. Now, these are going to fit and feel exactly like the Scuffed Cloud tees that we've gotten in the past. They're just going to be a cutoff version of it. These are going to be a little bit more of a lighter weight, stretchy, soft material. They feel really, really thin. They're very, very nice to the touch, but they're not nearly as stiff as your typical t-shirts from YOUNGLA. Like, these have a lot of flexibility in them. They're very droopy, if you want to say. On these cutoffs, we are going to get the same YOUNGLA across the front as we did on the tees. So the YOUNGLA logo across all of these cutoffs is going to be the exact same. Then we are also going to get some kind of like distressed holes and markings all throughout the cutoff like we did the t-shirts. And then in these cutoffs, we are going to get them in 4 different colorways. I do have on the navy colorway here, but we are also going to get these in a black, gray, and off-white colorway. And then for sizing reference, I did choose to get this again in a size 2XL, but I did go ahead and kind of tuck and style it. I personally like to tuck and style my t-shirts, cutoffs, anything that I choose to get in an oversized size. Whenever I wear them with like pants or something, I will choose to style them, just kind of tuck them to the side of my sports bra. That's how I get kind of like a cute oversized look and feel, but I also kind of just like spruce it up a little bit. So for any of my girls watching this that want to get an oversized size, but you just don't want to look like you're always wearing a huge ginormous t-shirt, you can go ahead and just tuck in anything into like a sports bra in the back, the side, wherever. Style it however you please. It's your outfit, so you make the rules. And then going ahead and unstyling it for you guys so you can see how a 2XL truly fits on me. This is a size 2XL in the cutoff on me. And then with these cutoffs, we are also going to get a raw cut edge on the sleeves. So they do roll just a tiny little bit. And in the bottom of these cutoffs is also going to be that same raw cut edge. So these will roll a little bit. All right, and next up we have the new thin thermal long sleeves. Now, yes, these are going to be a thermal material. However, as the title suggests, these are going to be extremely thin. So I don't know if you guys can see just how thin these are, but they are like, they're not thick at all. Like I can feel my fingers pressing through. So you don't have to worry about these being suffocating since it is still kind of summer going into fall. And I wanted to throw y'all for a loop. Guess what size I got? No, not a 2XL. I got an extra large, so I went a size down. I went ahead and tucked and styled it, like I said, for my girly pops, but I will go ahead and untuck it so that I can show you guys an accurate extra large on me. So this is the long sleeve in a size extra large, and I am holding the sleeves up with my fingers, so if I let it go, it's still a bit oversized, not quite as oversized as my typical 2XL. But remember, you can stay true to size on these. They are a lot of a stretchier, thinner material. And then on all these thermals, we are gonna get that same logoing across the chest as we do the Scuf clouds. And then these are going to come in 6 different colorways. I do have on the beige tree camo colorway, but we are also going to get these in a black tree camo, a heather gray, an OG desert camo, and a tan wash. All right, and moving on to the new double zeros jersey. Now these are going to come in 4 different colorways. All of the colorways are going to be a camo related colorway. So if you're not a fan of camo, don't worry, you don't have to snag any of these jerseys. But if you do like camo, there are lots of colors for you. So this one here that I have on is in the desert tan tree camo colorway. We are also going to get these in a black tree camo colorway, a beige tree camo colorway, and a green tree camo colorway. I did choose to get a size 2XL in this jersey. I always get a size 2XL in the jerseys. You can go ahead and stay true to size to whatever you typically get in jerseys. Now I will say, these do feel just a little bit different than your typical jersey. I'm gonna go over all the details in just a second, but I did want to show you guys a full scope of what a 2XL looks like on me. So here is your full spin. Okay, so let's go ahead and go over the detail. On these jerseys, we are going to get a double zero in the front. And then we are also going to get this camo that kind of goes along the shoulders and tops of the sleeves. And then on the back of all of these jerseys, you are going to get a YOUNGLA across the mid back. And then as far as fit and feel goes, these do feel a little bit thinner and a little bit silkier than your typical jersey from YOUNGLA. We're also not going to get the V-neck stitching that we typically do in the collar. This is going to just be a round stitched collar, and it's not a different material than the jersey. So the same jersey material is what is throughout this entire jersey. They seem a little bit more of like a lightweight jersey, and I'm noticing they aren't quite as scratchy as the jerseys in the past. These feel a lot more sleek. All right, and next item that we're gonna be going over are the new straight leg jeans that are gonna be dropping. So this is what these straight leg jeans are going to look like. They are gonna get some little like hole, like distressed little rips in them. And then I did happen to grab these in the black wash colorway, but you are also going to get these in a blue wash colorway. And then as you guys can see, These are huge. These are in a size 2XL. I did not purchase these for myself. I did purchase these for my husband so that he can show you guys how the jeans fit for any of my guys that are watching and need an actual male physique to try on some of the male pants. So we're gonna go ahead and have him try these on and give you his full specs on how they fit and feel. All right, the entire family has now joined us, so please welcome the dogs and my husband, Josh. Hello. He is going to be your model for today. Josh is... He is about 230 pounds and he is 6 feet tall. So for reference for you guys, this is him, and I'm gonna now hand over my mic so that he can tell you guys the fit and feel, the 411 on these jeans.
My favorite have always been the Carpenters, but these are like slowly creeping up there. I really like these. They're not too baggy. Yeah, dogs out, bam. I really like how they actually have holes in them. Sometimes YOUNGLA does this typical thing where it's not an actual hole, but these are actual holes. For reference, I think these are my favorite black jeans. 1 out of 10, 8.7. Carpenters are like a 9. I really like the way those look on my butt specifically, but they're almost there. They're almost there. You see this? What is that 2x4 back there? You know what I mean? That is doing nothing for the ladies and men. Turns, you know, it's been a good first date. You know, he's wearing nice jeans and he turns to go to the restroom. Boom, 2x4, you're out of the game. Friend zoned. No handlebars, nothing to grab onto. I'm going to go back to studying. I hope you enjoyed my rant about jeans. If y'all have any questions, hit her up. She'll hit me up. I'll hit her back up with the answer, and then you'll have your answer.
Everyone tell Josh goodbye, and thank you for his in-depth review. All right, and while that is everything that I personally have on hand from the drop that's going to be happening on the 13th, that is not everything that is going to be dropping. We're also going to be dropping some Gothic tees. Now, I do have one of the old Gothic cutoffs on hand, so it is going to be the exact same design on the front of these. We are going to get these in a black wash, brown wash, gray wash, and off-white wash. This here is the off-white colorway, just in case you guys need like reference. Just imagine this being like a full-blown t-shirt instead of a cutoff. And then YOUNGLA is also going to be releasing some Western cutoffs. Alrighty, my taters, now that is everything that is going to be dropping from YOUNGLA this Wednesday. I hope this little try-on haul was helpful for you guys. As always, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to drop them down in the comments below. Message me over on my Instagram or message me over on my Snapchat. I'm active on all those platforms and I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you guys may have. And as always, don't forget to use code TATER because it will save you 15% off of any YOUNGLA or YOUNGLA for her purchase, and it does help directly support me. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Y'all know I say it every single time, but I'm never gonna quit saying it because it truly means the absolute world to me that you guys choose to support me. Of all the fish in the sea, of all the people out there, you choose to be a part of the Tater gang, and I love you all for it so, so much. Y'all are my entire world. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you later, taters.